Let me guess. Your fantasy basketball draft is just days away, and you have not had a chance to prepare, research, or anything. Don't worry, we got your back. In this episode, we'll be participating in a live 12 team mock draft on Yahoo. Welcome to Game Pick Fantasy Basketball. I am your host, Robin Marks. You can connect with me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Game Pick Podcast. If it's your first time here, if it's your first time seeing this mug, do me a big favor and consider subscribing to the channel if you love fantasy sports culture. I want to start this episode by shouting out some of the newest members of our Discord community. I'm super hyped about it. We have, some new folks here, just kind of testing out here to see where we are. Boom. Okay, great. So that's fine. So yeah, we have some new folks in the community, and I just want to make sure that we honor them and let them know that we appreciate them. I just want to make sure all of my draft stuff is all ready to go. The audio tab is off. We always get hit with the daggone, you know, uh, what's the name of it? The copyright strike. So you know how that goes. Okay, cool. So this is how it's gonna look. Let's go in and shout some of these folks out. So this is from yesterday. We had Luke78 join the group. Thank you so much, Luke. Big shout out to Desmond Bain Enthusiast. Desmond Bain Enthusiast. Thank you so much. Big shout out to Ray M00. Ray M00. Big shout out to Hayden. Thank you so much, Hayden, for joining. Big shout out to Hayden. Big shout out to Broadlaugh. Broadlaugh. Really interesting name there. Big shout out to Zor Jacker. Zor Jacker. Zania 24. Zania 24. Zania 24. Big shout out to Tony Story. Tony Story has been super active. He's starting leagues in the Discord, all of that good stuff. So big shout out to Tony Story. Sneakers 305. Sneakers 305. Sneakers 305. We got Thompson PS. Thompson PS. We also have Drippy.rm1. Drippy.rm1. Big shout out to Raza M1. We got Raza M1. Shawarma. Shout out to Shawarma. It's a great name. Not Che the second. Not Che the second. Big shout out to you. GS Husterman. GS Husterman. Love that name. Love that name. Big shout out to Santiago the Goat. You guys know I love goats. And if you're pulling up for the live stream on Twitter, Twitch, or YouTube, do me a big favor. Just let me know where you're checking in from. Drop it in the chat. Typical Whale. Big shout out to Typical Whale. Another very interesting name. Guys, we got another GOAT. Big shout out to Liam.m_GOAT. The GOATs are in the building. And if you didn't know, we're rating people's fantasy rosters using our 5 GOAT system. So 1 to 5 GOATs, 5 obviously being the best team and 1 being the worst you can do. We don't have like negative GOATs yet or anything like that. Big shout out to DRI or Dree. Welcome to the Discord. We got Riz or R1ZZ. Riz, big shout out to you. We got Moogie. Moogie. I love that name, Moogie. Big shout out to C Red. C Red. Then we have Indian Burritos. Interesting name. Indian Burritos. Then we have Danielle. That's Danial. Joined today at 3:21 a.m. And we got a lot of people from overseas joining the Discord community. So I know your hours might be a little different than ours. Big shout out to Osama's great grandson. Okay. Interesting. Big shout out to average Miami Heat fan. the average Miami Heat fan. Big shout out to White Dream. Thank you for joining the team. Johnny Boy, thank you for joining the team. Riley is washed. Oh man, I feel sorry for Riley. He's going at your neck. That's got it in his username. MAD, aka Mad, welcome to the family. CLO, Chloe, welcome to the family. We got Brandon S. Ibrahim 13, Zaidoli. We got Showtime, Embiid HQ. Big shout out to Armand, J Bugs 908, BMO, Polo Mo, Keyman, SWAT, Adrian, 17 Places, RWDM 3000, Overka, that's OVERKA. We got Franz Loves DN. Oh no. Then we have DSN AKS2. So that's the Snakes 2. We have Angad, ANGADD. Abram the GOAT, another GOAT. And then last but not least, just joined us at 9:51 p.m. Just to give you some context, it is 9:58 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's my man, Pick God. I hope you get to pull up to the waiting room. So let's see who we got in here so far. Looks like we got Carrick. I know Carrick is from our community. We got Tanner, Lorenzo, Benjamin, John, Vincent, Andy, Snipe City, Gabriel, Drayton, Tom, and myself. Any of you guys, if you are from our Discord community, please do me a favor and drop that in the comments so I know and I can shout you out or that good stuff. And we're going to get going really soon. With that being said, this episode is brought to you by Owner's Box and their new one-of-a-kind fantasy sports format, Lightning Lineups. The game is super simple. All you have to do is pick the lineup that you think will score the most fantasy points. When you start the game, you'll see 3 sets of lineups with 3 players each. If you don't like the options presented to you, pick brand new lineups by spinning the Lightning Lineups button. You can spin as many times as you want until you find the team that you like. After you pick your lineup, you can even add more lineups to increase your payouts. Finally, choose your desired entry amount and watch live as your team racks up points. It's as easy as spin, pick, win. Sign up right now and use the promo code GamePickPodcast. Owner's Box, get ready for this. Owner's Box will match your first deposit up to $500. 500. That is one of the largest deposit matches in the industry. Don't miss out. To sign up, just download the Owner's Box app on Android or iOS or visit ownersbox.com. And don't forget, support the channel. Use the promo code GamePickPodcast. So we are about to jump this off. We have 1 minute and 46 seconds going. My daughter, I'm home with my kids. My wife went on a little trip and I'm home with my kids and I put my daughter to sleep. I said, you know what? Let me see if I can sneak in a quick draft. Reached out to some of the people in the Discord. They were like, yeah, we'll pull up. And here we are. So I'm going to try to bang this out really quick. I know many of you guys have your draft starting really soon. So I want to make sure that you get some value here, get some, real life input from where people are drafting. I'm going to be drafting with a points league state of mind. So just be knowledgeable of that and aware of that. But I'm sure that this draft will also be helpful for category leagues as well. So we're 58 seconds away. If you didn't know, Lamelo Ball went down with an injury today. He had a pretty nasty ankle sprain. It kind of like rolled all the way over. So I'm really curious to see if that will impact his, draft position or where he's picked his landing spot in this draft. Lamelo has been going as early as 6 or 7 in the first round for points league drafts. So I think that, this is going to be interesting to see if people are taking that into consideration at all as they approach the draft. With that said, it looks like we are ready for action. Let me go ahead and switch this out. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Okay, so now we are in the draft room. We're at 2 minutes and 24 seconds before we jump it off. Let's see if the rankings have changed much. Not actually sure. Not actually sure, but it seems as if KD is going really high. I don't know if I feel like he was going way lower before. So that might be a change. Let me know in the chat if you guys see a change in his actual rankings right now, because that looks quite interesting and strange to me. Looks quite interesting and strange. Yeah. So we will actually, oh, looks like I have the ability to upload a thumbnail while I'm here live. I'm going to hold on doing that. That might be too many moving parts for me. Any way you look at it, we'll just hold on that. So right now with LaMelo's injury, I think I would kind of wait and see. I don't know if I would draft him in the first round if I was drafting tonight, because I'm not sure how serious the injury is. There's been no official Hornets diagnosis or update on what's happening with him. So for me, I'm like kind of leery about making that decision or making that call to grab him where he's, ranked in terms of ADP. But if you know your league mates, you know your league mates. So you pay attention. And if you can get value for LaMelo, if people are scared off, if he has a big red O next to his name and they're like, nah, I'm not messing with LaMelo today, and you feel like you could take advantage of that, I'm okay with sticking LaMelo on my bench for the first couple weeks of the season if I'm going to get that value. A couple of years ago, was it last year? It was one year where Karl Anthony Towns was injured and beat up, and people were skipping on him, and he was going in the third round in some drafts. So I think that you got to be mindful of injuries. SGA, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is a good example of that people are sleeping on him right now because they think the injury is serious. In fact, it's not. So he's pretty good value. Anywho, let's go. Let's see what people are doing. Let's see what it looks like. This is the beginning of the draft. 2, 1. Let's do this. All right. You know who's going number 1. I don't have to say it. Let's just pick him, Carrick. Carrick is from our Discord. Come on, Carrick. Just pick him. Carrick grabs the Joker at 1. Embiid goes 2nd. Durant goes 3rd. Giannis goes 4th. Doncic goes 5th. Harden goes 6th. Steph Curry goes 7th. I think that's early for Curry. I think that's early for Curry for categories or points leagues. I think that might be a little early for Curry. And then we got my man Snipe City 420 drafting at the 8th position. In his targets, he likely has Jason Tatum, and he grabs Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum goes at the 8th. Then we have Gabriel. He has Trae Young, Karl Anthony Towns, LaMelo Ball, Tyrese Halliburton, Kyrie Irving, Damian Lillard, all looking him straight in the face. Karl Anthony Towns goes at 9. Trae Young goes at 10. Then Tom is up with the 11th pick. Let's see what he does. It looks like people might be scared off by the LaMelo injury. For me, if I can grab LaMelo at 12, I'm completely fine with that. Tom grabs Damian Lillard with the 11th pick. I love that pick. I'm so feeling Damian Lillard right there at the 11th. Great pick. So I'm gonna grab LaMelo. I'm not scared. I don't know what the outcome is, but it's not like I'm grabbing him 6th or 7th. So I'm gonna draft him, and then for my back-to-back pick, I think Tyrese Halliburton is going way too high. I've never even seen it from him yet. So Devin Booker is interesting to me here. Anthony Edwards is interesting to me here. Sometimes I like to reach for Zion, but I'm going to get Anthony Edwards because he has this really cool new haircut. So we're going to grab Anthony Edwards with that back-to-back pick. And then Tom is back up. He will likely bite the bullet and just take Tyrese based on the hype. If not, he'll surely grab Booker or Irving. I don't know where people are going to take Anthony Davis. I'm curious to know, because for me, Anthony Davis, if you've seen any of my videos or know how I feel about fantasy, I'm not an Anthony Davis supporter. I'm like, in fantasy, I'm out on him. So like I said, Halliburton goes at 15. Then we have Gabriel grabs DeJounte Murray. I love DeJounte Murray. I know his value has kind of, it's dropped tremendously since he's been traded over to Atlanta. But one thing that I mentioned before is that he is not a player that requires a lot of usage to be productive. And I think that people are assuming that he won't be able to produce because he won't get as much usage playing alongside Trae Young. Well, in fact, when he played for San Antonio, he didn't require a lot of usage and he still produced. So I'm not mad at him going at 16. I wouldn't personally do it, but not mad at that at all. The next pick at 17 is from Snipe City. That's Kyrie Irving. And then Andy picks up Devin Booker. I love both of those picks. I think that Kyrie Irving, he's slowly but surely realizing that, he is not going to be able to do what he wants to do, go to the Flat Earth Conference, take a week off to go to the birthday parties, and still get a big contract. So because of that, I think this year we might see another version of Kyrie, maybe even the version that we've been waiting for. So I'm curious to see what he does. So just to recap, at 19 we had Anthony Davis. Bam Adebayo at 20, yes. Pascal Siakam, maybe. I want to see something from Siakam. I know that Siakam is ranked high on most ADPs for all of these different platforms. But for me, I just can't bring myself to do it. I still look at him as like that waiver wire guy that struck for you a couple years ago. He still doesn't strike me as like the franchise player. Paul George, yes. Fred VanVleet, yes. LeBron James at 24, I love that. I would even swap my pick out for that. I might even take him over Anthony Edwards. I love that. Kawhi Leonard, maybe. I'm just concerned about him resting back-to-backs, him being the godfather of load management. I just don't know if I could do it with Kawhi. Sabonis, especially for a points league, yes. Darius Garland, yes. Benjamin is up. And he grabs Ja Morant at the 28. This is definitely a category type draft if Morant is dropping that far, which is okay. And I think that, again, we could draft on ESPN, which breaks it down to allow you to like draft points leagues, draft category leagues, draft roto leagues. Where here on Yahoo, you can really invite people to draft with you with a points league state of mind, or you can do roto or head-to-head categories, which whatever. I have little issues about each site, but for me, I love the fact here at Yahoo that for the most part, people are active. It's like you're not drafting against a bunch of robots the whole time. As you can see, I have a couple of minutes in between each pick to kind of talk. There are a few people auto drafting, but overall, the experience is better. So just know that you have to take these picks with a grain of salt, especially my picks, because I'm drafting with a points league state of mind, whereas some of these guys might, in fact, be drafting with category league state of mind. With that said, let's go back to the recap. After Ja Morant at 28, we had Rudy Gobert at 29. Yes. We had at 30, Jimmy Butler. Heck to the no. If you know, I am out on Jimmy Butler. I want nothing to do with his coffee, his extensions, his TikTok videos. I'm out. In real life, I love him. He's great, but not gonna be able to do it. Okay, so I'm up. DeMar is staring me in my face. I'm going to quickly scroll down to see if I'm missing anything. But no, DeMar DeRozan, until someone could show me otherwise that he will do something else besides be Compton's own version of Michael Jordan, I'm taking DeMar DeRozan every day, all day. And then for my back-to-back pick, Miles Turner is high here. This is crazy. No way, Jose. Zach LaVine, I might do the back-to-back, Chicago connection deal. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. People, again, with Shai, I think because, again, we talked about Lamelo. We talked about another injured player. Anyway, SGA is injured right now. So because of that, his draft capital is sinking. His value is sinking. So for me, if I could grab Shea, like in the 4th round, like he's typically a first, second round guy, you know. So for me, I know he's gonna come back and I know he's gonna play. Now, one thing you want to be really mindful of, and this is for all of my owners out there, category or points leagues, you got to know when your playoffs are happening. It's very important with all of this because if you draft a player like SGA, who is playing for a habitual tanking franchise, like OKC, they take tanking to like a whole nother level. It's like septic tank, gas tank, fish tank. Like they are habitual tankers. With that said, if you are in one of those leagues where you guys are running right until the end of the NBA season, first of all, tell your commissioner to change that. If he doesn't want to change that, when you draft, you need to be mindful of that so that some of those players, Kawhi, SGA, Josh Giddey, Paul George, like these people who play for teams that are habitual chronic tankers, I wouldn't take the risk if my playoffs happen that late. But again, if your playoffs are happening that late, tell your commissioner to fix that. Okay. So let's do a recap before I fall too far behind. So I think the last person I said was Jimmy Butler, and I was talking about how I don't want any of his coffee. Was that where I was? Jimmy Butler, Vucevic, Chris Paul. Yes, yes to both of those guys. Sorry here. This thing when they start picking fast, man, I can't even see who got picked. Give me a second. Jeez Louise. Okay. Zion Williamson goes at 33. Yes. Cade Cunningham, 34. Yes. Bradley Beal, 35. Yes. 36, DeMar DeRozan. 37, SGA. 38, Brown. Jalen, that is. 39, Miles Turner. No. 40th, Tyrese Maxey. Maybe. At that point in the draft, I'm not sure. 41, Ayton. 42, McCollum. 43, Holiday. 44, Zach LaVine. Yes. 45, Mobley. Rozier. Allen, Fox, Porzingis, Barnes, Middleton, Bain, Collins, Ingram. I think I'm all caught up. So again, for me, oh my God, we just had 55 Valanciunas. Yes. 56 Michael Porter Jr. Ladies and gentlemen, I am all the way out, retired, over Michael Porter Jr. And I'll tell you why. And again, a lot of this is coming from my experience as a fantasy player, right? So I got Wendell Carter at 57, Mikal Bridges at 58. Like I have Michael Porter on one of my rosters, and I've had him for like 2 years. He never plays, and that's why I don't bang with him. Get out of here. Franz Wagner at 59, and then I'm up. Oh shoot. I got OG, I got Christian Wood, I got Giddey, Alperen Sengun. At the 5th round might be early for Sengun. So I'm going to just go ahead and grab my man Giddey, pair him up with SGA. I got the real life tanking bros there. And then I just want to scroll down, see if there's any goodness I'm missing out. Oh, man, I love me some daggone Colin Sexton, but I love some Ben Simmons too. I'm going to just grab Ben Simmons there. Bang. I'm probably guard heavy right now. So I might need to consider possibly getting a power forward or center or two. And there's lots of value in the later rounds there for me. I'm just willing to take some risk on some of those rookies. So I might start just queuing some guys up really quick. Somebody you want to queue up is Eason. You want to queue up Eason? Bang. You want to queue up Keegan Murray? Bang. And if anybody's watching this and drafting with me, please don't steal my players. Please don't steal my players. Please don't steal my players. Let's do that recap really quick. So we got We have Michael Porter Jr., Wendell Carter Jr., Mikal Bridges, Franz Wagner, Josh Giddey, Ben Simmons, Şengün, Anunoby, Jalen Green, Harris, Vassell, Nurkic, and then we're up to Poole. Oh, man, why you do me like that, Draymond? Okay, so I'm up in a few picks. People are getting really high on Keegan Murray, so like I might have to just do the Keegan Murray pill on my back-to-back here. Jakob Poeltl is still around, someone I'm very interested in. I think he's going to have a good year. Paolo Banchero's still around. I might do the rookie back-to-back picks. If in fact these guys are still here, I might do the rookie back-to-back picks. Colin Sexton is still here. Oh, baby. I even like Clint Capella. I like Gary Trent. I like Anthony Simons. We just had off the board after Jordan Poole. sorry, Draymond. We had D'Angelo Russell, Christian Wood, Jalen Brunson. Wow, Jalen Brunson dropped really far. Keldon Johnson as well. Yeah, so for me, I'm also not interested in Julius Randle, even though this is tons of value for Julius Randle. But it's against my religion to draft him, so I can't do it. So Poeltl is off the board. Love that somebody grabbed him. We got Keldon Johnson, Klay Thompson, Jakob Poeltl, Tyler Hero, Clint Capella. Whoa, they are sniping me. Oh baby, you guys are going all the way off on me right now. Jeez Louise. So my man John is up right now. He grabs Al Horford. I'm not messing with Al Horford that early. Andy's up. Let's see what Andy does. If I can get Paolo Banchero here, I'll be hyped. But I don't think it's gonna happen. So I'm eyeing Colin Sexton and Keegan Murray. If I can get those with my next two picks, I'm gonna celebrate. So we have Al Horford, Gary Trent Jr., Buddy Hield. Then we had Anthony Simons, Paolo Banchero. Yep, guess he wanted him too. So I'm gonna go Colin Sexton, and then I'm gonna go Keegan Murray. If I can pull that off, we're gonna celebrate. We're gonna celebrate. Good times. Come on, man. Don't snipe me, man. Don't snipe me. Okay, we got Colin Sexton. Bye. Now back to back. You're gonna take Keegan Murray. But celebrate good time. Come on. Celebrate. Got Sexton. Keegan Murray too. We gonna celebrate fantasy with you. Come on now. Celebration. I just saw somebody on Twitter say that Keegan Murray is their number one rookie in this rookie class. Like, I don't know if I agree with that yet, but if I could grab him in the 8th round after getting Colin Sexton, shoot. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Turn off my blinky lights here. I don't want to give anybody like a seizure or something. Okay, so let's get back to this recap real quick. We had Horford, Gary Trent, Buddy Hield, Anthony Simons, Paolo Banchero, Sadiq Bey, Sexton, Murray, Washington, Williams, Wiggins, Clark, Herb Jones, Draymond Green. Sorry, Draymond. Randall, Kevin Porter Jr., Marcus Smart, Mitchell Robinson, Jones, Melton, Kuzma, Lowry. I saw Kuzma in a draft recently go mad early. They was like 6 rounds. Kuzma went. Kyle Lowry. Yuck. Harrison Barnes. Wow. Russell Westbrook with the 101st pick. Russell Westbrook is going in the 9th round of drafts. How far we have come. It is truly sad. We have Monty Morris from Washington at the 102. Andy is up. Let's see what you got, Andy. Make me proud, man. Make me proud. I think we're gonna go 12 rounds in this one. I don't know if I'm gonna do the whole thing here. I don't want to take the risk of my baby girl waking up. Yeah, my phone is blowing up. So let's go. After Monty Morris, we have Zubac Caruso. I think that's early for Caruso, but it is what it is. Gabriel is up, and Gabriel is here actually drafting with us. That's what I'm talking about, my guy. That's what I'm talking about. Better stick with the fam. Oh, Gabriel left. There we go. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. We got Jared Vanderbilt, and then we have Bobby Portis. Tom grabs marketing. Robin is up. That is me. I'm taking Josh Hart here. I'm looking at RJ Barrett here, Nick Claxton. So I'm going to grab Hart first. No, I'm going to grab Murray. Forget that. Jamal Murray, bang. And then next, again, with that points league state of mind, I'm grabbing RJ Barrett. Bang, bang, bang. And yeah, I think we'll do 2 more rounds. On my next 2, we'll do a recap and we'll go ahead and get you guys out of here. But overall, I think the biggest thing you guys need to do to be successful this year for your fantasy season, especially if you've never won a championship, right? If you've been playing for a year or 2, you're pretty new to it, you don't really know. After Murray went Barrett, Brogdon, and Hayward. If you don't really know, what to do, I think the biggest thing you got to do is find yourself a community, maybe multiple communities. I'm in multiple fantasy sports community, including my own, and connect with people and get second and third and fourth opinions. Isaiah Stewart is off the board, then Okongwu, because you'll drive yourself crazy thinking about like, yo, should I start this one or that one? Should I make this trade? Who should I drop to pick up this guy? If you try to figure it out on your own, you'll drive yourself crazy and it's just not productive. You can't ask your league mates, right? Like, so you can't, like, guys you're competing against, you can't be like, hey, like, yo, should I make you this offer? Yeah, you should make me that offer. Send them my way. You don't want to get into that trap. After Okongwu, we had Tate, Hart, and then Mo Bamba. We're approaching our last 2 picks, so I'll end with this. Get a community, stay active in the community, and ask questions. It's even good to develop one-on-one rapport with people, like tag people. Like if you see there's somebody in our group, there's a guy named David Vega. If you're in our Discord, tag David Vega for advice. He'll love to give you advice. Another one is Raptors in 6. If you tag Raptors in 6, they'll get to you. Playoff Steph. If you tag Playoff Steph, he'll get to you. That's what you want. You want to have people who are going to be active in supporting you, but it's all good to engage with them. And I think the other thing you really need to pay attention to is the waiver wire and making sure that you're maximizing the amount of optimal games you have for your roster. Because as you know, for fantasy basketball, in daily change leagues, people are picking up, dropping people, and getting more players into their games. So that's something you want to be really mindful of and make sure that you're competing on that level. You just can't set and forget like you can do in fantasy football. And that's what a lot of fantasy football players who come over to fantasy basketball think. It's like, oh, I got LeBron and Harden, set, forget. Can't do that. You need to be like, oh, who's the worst 2 people on my roster? And let me drop them and grab 2 guys who have more games than everybody else. And that's how you win at fantasy. So these are my last 2 picks. And then we're going to go ahead and sign off for the night. I'm going to be eyeing Jabari Smith here. Yes. And Benedict Mathurin. I'm all about the rookies, guys. I'm all about the rookies because the rookies, that's the ones that you could pick them up and they could actually help you win a championship. So like people who drafted Lamelo in his rookie year might have won championships off of that. You know what I'm saying? So just be really mindful about where you're drafting your rookies. This might be a little early. Most times I get them a little later, but I'm going to close out the show with grabbing these all-star rookies, or hopefully they'll be all-star rookies. So the first one I'm going to grab here is Jabari Smith II. Love that. Come on home. And then last but not least, Benedict Mathurin. And I'll give you guys a quick update on my roster. So at point guard, I grabbed the injured, twisted ankle of my man Lamelo Ball. Then we got Anthony Edwards. I got SGA, which another injured player. So I have a triage here. Then we have DeMar DeRozan, Keegan Murray, Josh Giddey, Ben Simmons, Colin Sexton, Jamal Murray, RJ Barrett, Jabari Smith II, and Benedict Mathurin. I would likely in the next round be looking for a couple of centers because I have 2 vacant spots for centers. But again, that I always try to just draft the best people and then make it work somehow later on. So that is the end of our draft for tonight. If you have an idea for a future episode, please do me a favor and drop a comment and let us know. Also, join our free private Discord server. If you need help with waiver pickups, trades, dynasty questions, team names, the works, all you have to do is hit the link in the description of this episode and connect with us. Also, don't forget to bang on that subscribe button, hit us with a thumbs up, and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. And don't forget, play the waivers, set your lineups, and watch the next episode, you freaking fantasy nerd.